most of you know I'm Lisa Renee Jones, also Lisa Renee Harrison, since we got married in November. This is Diego Harrison, and Diego and I have actually been together for 10 years though, so he's had a lot of experience being around the romance writing community, been to a lot of conventions.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
So today he's going to answer your questions, and I can't wait because there are some really fun ones. Okay, so are you ready, Diego?
Yeah, start off easy though.
I'm sorry, but it doesn't start out easy. So, how does Lisa get her ideas for her love scenes?
Wow. There's no, you just come out swinging.
Yeah, coming out swinging. Oh, and this is from Chastity.
Chastity, how does Lisa get the ideas for her love scenes? Oh. Well, I've read a few, or a lot of them, and many times I'm, by the way she writes them, just so beautifully written, I'm completely in awe. And I sometimes text my dad, because he's he's my best friend too, so I text him, and in so many words I say I can't believe how talented my wife is, but I don't tell him, oh my gosh, she writes these incredibly hot love scenes. I don't say that, but the ideas, I think, and this may answer other questions too, it's because of the security that we have in each other, that she brings to us, that I bring to us, that allow her to just be free to to make these scenes seem real. And it also allows us to have a very interesting life in all aspects of a marriage. That's all I'm going to say though.
I love that answer. Okay, so also from Chastity, are there any characters or events that she takes from real life?
Oh, many. This book, If I Were You, her series there, the main character, the heroine, Sarah, is very much like Lisa. Any book that you see of hers that has a white chocolate mocha in it, it's based off her. And the experiences, many are from our day-to-day events, our lives, the experiences that we've had or that we've heard others speak about. That, like me, that I used to tell her stories of when I was a therapist and my crazy patients and the things that would go on there in the clinic. I'd kind of come back home and I'd tell her about them, and she'd make them into a story or a character or an event.
So this one is from Ray. And Ray says, I just finished reading a book from the Inside Out series. I found myself blushing at some of the sex scenes. Do you read her books and those scenes? Do you ever find yourself shocked and blushing?
I do. There was this one book, I can't remember which book it is. It wasn't the If I Were You series, where it involved a bathtub and some quality time.
I don't even remember which one that is.
Yeah, and I was just, wow, it made me, I wouldn't say blush, but you know how guys, we were like, wow, that's hot. It's like one of those things where you pick up in a store and you look around, make sure nobody was watching you read it, and you be, whoa, it's hot. And that's it. I don't remember what book it was. I don't. It's
Bad you?
I think we talked about it afterwards, and you laughed, and I don't know, I just...
Because he does a lot of times, he'll read at page proof time, like when through publishing, there's a lot of different stages you get your books to proof them, and one of them is when it comes to you in paper format and you go through for final proofs, and a lot of times he'll help me go through at that stage, and that's when he actually reads my books. Okay, so Jennifer wants to know if you can take your shirt off. Just kidding. She said your wife's books have my hormones raging, so it's her fault. She wants to know, do you paint?
I do not paint. No, my artistic output is not anything to do with painting, or I don't think I really have an artist. I give my input to her books and everything, sometimes ideas, but they mainly stem from my comic book world and my love of supernatural stories and movies and all kinds of things like that.
Well, mysteries, because that really was something that influenced you and me when you found the journal. From Debbie, what first caught your eye about Lisa? Oh yes, please tell me.
Well, she was at the gym, and I remember her squatting.
Oh God.
And I just she was so intense, so focused. I mean, I walked right by her. A lot of people did, and it's like she was alone. She didn't even, many times your eyes may follow somebody or something, but you aren't really watching them, but you notice them. Lisa didn't notice a thing. She was in her world, and she was working out hard and intense, and I was checking her out. I'm not gonna lie, she was pretty hot. She is hot. And, seeing her work out so intensely, that's what definitely caught my eye first.
I'm a gym rat for sure. Okay, so this is from Kat. Lisa is such an incredibly talented writer. Thank you so much, Kat. She makes the reader feel like they are living in the scenes they are reading. Does she ask you to help her act out some of those more risque scenes to make sure they are more realistic and will work?
I'm glad these aren't personal questions. I appreciate that. But, gentleman never talks.
There you go.
That's what I gotta say on that one.
Which character in Lisa's books do you feel most resembles your personality? Yeah, which character in Lisa's books do you feel most resembles your personality, and can you relate to the most?
Well, she frequently compares me to a lot of her characters and tells me that I helped create that character in some way or another. So I think I'm part of a lot of them. Not exactly, obviously, but I think my personality, the things that I say and do sometimes, they come out in the heroes, or I hope it's not the bad guy.
For me, it's Chris, because Diego's got a very, he's humble, he's got a really good heart, he helps people, he can be really arrogant, but but at other times, completely not. I mean, little things like that.
And the characters in that particular series that she's talking about, I liked Mark better. So that's weird.
Yeah, he loves Mark. Maybe it's because Mark's so different from him.
Yeah.
Let's see. And that one was also from Kat. This is from Susan. Do you ever go back if... Oh, this is your opinion as a guy. Do you ever go back to a guy if he cheated on you?
Well, I've been asked this before by other people, advice. I say no. I think once the trust barrier is broken, it's very, very hard to build up, if impossible. If you're able to live with that, to know that you will not 100% trust your significant other, your spouse, then yeah, you can go back. But I think trust is a vital part of any relationship. So I would say no.
Okay, so we have so many questions, so what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 more questions, and then next week we'll come back and we'll answer more. So this is from Gloria. Do you ever feel that like she's doing her research for those special scenes when she is with you? And how do you manage being with someone who is busy all the time, and what about time for the 2 of you?
Okay, the first question, research, those special scenes when she's with you.
Yeah.
Well,
we talk them through those. There's times like I just wrote a scene and no in between, and I kept saying I don't know what I'm going to do with this scene.
Oh, that scene?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that scene. She doesn't do take notes or anything, but I think she does do a little bit of hands-on, making sure it's believable.
And I talk it through, and it's not just about the sexual act. It's about talking through where would you go emotionally at that point. Because to me, sex scenes are never about sex. Sex scenes are about the emotional place that you're at. So when you talk about acting things out, for me, that's a difficult thing because it's really not about sex when I'm writing the sex scene. It's about the emotion, and I never know till I'm in that moment where that's going to take me. Okay, so how do you manage? This is a topic that is always an issue for us. How do you manage being with someone who is busy all the time, and what about time for the 2 of you?
That's an
excellent
question. As a matter of fact, on this most recent book that she just finished and turned in, there was, towards the end of the book, I would call her when I was out running errands or whatever. I'd call her and I would tell her that I miss her. Even though we work at home, she's not more than 20 or 30 feet away from me sometimes, but I can't interact with her because I know she's in the zone or she's very intense into a scene. So I do miss her. It's hard. It is hard. I kind of think it's similar to whenever your spouse is away, and maybe he or she has a job that requires them to spend a lot of time out of town. It's similar to that. You miss them. You think of things that you want to do with them. You postpone doing fun things that you like because you want to share them with her or him.
And he actually does postpone them. He actually tells me he misses me. That matters to me. I feel like that's really special. That's a gift, especially since we've been together for 10 years. And we have our little rituals that we do on Fridays and Saturdays that we try, even during my deadlines, to stick to. We eat healthy 6 days a week, and then on the 7th day we have a cheat day and we go out and we eat. And I always take time to do that. So, I mean, little things that we do that, now Saturdays are usually our TV binge night with pizza, and I do have to skip those the last few weeks of deadline. Yeah. I can't get out of the story, I can't get distracted, and I have to stay there, but he's so understanding.
We've got this great media room here in this house. Just perfect. It's huge, it's closed off, it's like being in a movie theater. I haven't watched a movie in there yet. I'm waiting for her. We have a stack of movies and just shelves of movies waiting. I know we're probably not going to finish them all anytime this year, but they're waiting for us.
Because we just moved into this house, so it was so cool that it has that room. It just happened to have it. So the last question for this one is from Lindsay, and it's, Diego, do you ever feel any pressure to live up to the steamy romance Lisa so eloquently depicts in her books? Thank you so much, Lindsay. Or are you the inspiration?
When we first got together, and I did read one of her, I think it was a category novel or two, and at first I was like, wow, she can write some pretty intense scenes. And
that was nothing compared to what I
know.
Now.
And I admit, I don't think I even told her this. I did. I was like, oh, I don't know if I can live up to how perfect the scene can be. I know that it's not perfect, like no flaws or anything, but perfect for the couple. And but over the years, and this was at the very beginning, but over the years though, all that's gone. We're perfect for each other, and that just flows normally. And the scenes, well, yeah, I don't think about the scenes unless it's, a request or something. But otherwise,
I don't even want to know what that means. Okay, so you guys, it was fun, and thank you so much for doing this. And we will see you guys next week.
Bye.